Hi, welcome to the lesson on order of operations. Order of operations is a rule that tells you in what order you need to calculate equations in a long string. So if I asked you to solve 2 plus 8 times 2, would you say the answer is 18 or 20? Now there's only one correct answer. Now I'm going to approach this topic by going through working examples so that way you can see order of operations in progress. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, as the name implies, order of operations, it just simply means that you're working out problems in a step-by-step manner. Okay, so of course you're going to start with step 1, which are parentheses or grouping symbols, which consists of parentheses, curly braces, brackets, and fractions. And I will go over in a moment why I have fractions listed there in step 1. And then step 2, we have our exponents. Step 3, you're going to multiply or divide whichever comes first from left to right. And the same thing with addition or subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our first example. Okay, so let's say that you have 4 times 3 plus 6 plus 3 enclosed in parentheses, and that's divided by 3. All right, so our first step here would be to perform what's inside of parentheses first, right? So let's go ahead and do this first. This is our first step. Okay, so let's go ahead and write everything else down. So we have 4 times 3 plus 6 plus 3 is 9, and that's divided by 3. Okay, now what do you think our next step is? So it's not exponents, right? Because we do not have exponents, so it will be to multiply or divide, whichever comes first. And in this case, we have multiplication before division, right? So this is our second step. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve that. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 9 divided by 3. Okay, so now our next step here will be to divide. So let's just go ahead and bring down the 12. So we have 12 plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 12 plus 3 is equal to 15. All right, so that's our final answer for this particular problem. All right, so far, hopefully that was helpful to you. All right, let's go ahead and go over another problem here. So let's say that you're given, let's see, 18 minus 4 plus 6 times 3. All right, so we will go ahead and start off with multiplication because of our order of operations, right? So we have 18 minus 4 plus 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, and 18 minus 4 is simply 14 plus 18 is equal to 32. Okay, and the reason why I said 18 minus 4 is because 18 minus 4 is a subtraction problem which came before our addition problem, because remember we perform addition or subtraction in the order that they appear from left to right. Okay, all right, let's see, let's go over another problem here. So let's say that you're given 8 cubed, or 8 squared rather, plus 3 times 10 plus 6. And that's divided by 4 minus 2. All right, so this is where our fractions come into play. So the reason why I included fractions here was because you can look at fractions as being in parentheses. So when you come across a problem like this, I would suggest that you surround these with imaginary parentheses like this. And perform this first. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring everything else down. So we have 8 squared plus, and then let's go ahead, plus 3 times, and let's go ahead and perform what's inside of parentheses in the numerator first. And let's go ahead and tackle this one step at a time. All right, so let's do what's inside the numerator first, followed by the denominator. Okay, so as you know, 10 plus 6 is 16. All right, divided by, and 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay, so I wanted to get that out of the way first. Now we can go back and continue what we were doing by following our operations. Okay, I definitely wanted to point that out. Okay, so 8 squared is 64 plus 3, right? And the only reason why we did 8 squared first was because of the exponents, right? Okay, so plus 3 times 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Okay, and then we have 64 plus 3 times 8, which is 24. Okay, so notice I did not say 64 plus 3 and then multiply that answer by 8. Okay, that would be completely wrong. So that's why it's very important that you follow these operations. Okay, all right, so our answer here is 64 plus 24, which is 88. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful to you, especially with the fractions involved there. All right, let's do one more problem. Well, actually, you know what? Let me leave it at that. But what I would like for you to do is solve this problem on your own. And I would like for you to leave the answer in the comments section, okay? Whatever answer you got for this. So let me go ahead and write that down here. So let's say you're given 4 squared minus 2 cubed minus 5 and that's added to 2 squared plus 2 minus 2 cubed. Okay, so yeah, so why don't you go ahead and solve that problem on your own. And just be careful with what you're doing. Make sure you're following the order of operations. All right, and I will see you in the next lesson. Thanks for watching.